Good morning and happy Monday. I hope everybody's enjoying it so far today. It is a wild day out there in the stock market. Let's go. SPY's gapping down. We're starting to see volatility pick up yet again. I'm honestly surprised the market's not gapping down a bit more. What do you guys think? Are you kind of surprised? So after hours Friday, SPY was trading for around 680.60 or so. Ended up gapping down, hitting lows of pre-market around 674.20. Really isn't that far away. Hang on one second. Go to here. There we go. Get our drawings back up. You can see how SPY is heading into the resistance zone here this morning. You can see resistance sitting around 677 to 678. That is going to be a big zone to watch for. Watch 678 for possible rejection on the SPY. The SPY could try to fill the gap up as well. A gap fill would be pretty wild if it got to like 680. That would be insane. I would definitely be looking for a rejection at 680 if we saw that come out into play. Hope everyone's having a good start to the week, though. I know a lot of people probably are not, unfortunately, because a lot of people were banking on those talks going well at the end of last week. I bet the bulls are very upset heading into this morning, especially anybody that was bag holding calls or trying to gamble on calls from those talks. Now, there's probably plenty of people that also are on the opposite end, which gambled on puts, which are extremely happy this morning. But we have to remember that there's always two sides to every coin. Mason said this should be at 670 with all that news this weekend. Yeah, I thought it would have been a larger drop myself. At least down to like the support from the end of last week, closer to 671.50, 672, like at minimum, but not really getting there quite yet. Now, the thing to watch for is if the SPY starts to form a head and shoulders pattern here, it's starting to set up like a textbook one. Now, just because it's setting up like a textbook head and shoulders does not mean it's going to go that way. But let's just say that we have our head there, and we got our neck and shoulder lines. It's really lining up pretty good for it. Pretty good. Looks like SPY is having trouble at our resistance closer to 678 though here. Obviously, the market's still only been open 6 minutes, so we're going to see how things end up really moving along here. Oh. Man, Fidelity doesn't have market data available. I can't do anything, KNMSO said. What the hell's been up with Fidelity lately? I've been hearing everybody complaining about Fidelity. Not just you. I've been seeing so many people have slight negative complaints about them lately. Sounds pretty brutal. What's up, Tom and everyone? Good morning. Good morning, KO. Welcome in. J-Bass had another data breach. Oh, no. Iran saying they're ready for talks this morning, Mason said. Oh, my gosh. I don't want to hear that. Please, no more back and forth with the talks this week. Anything other than that. You had good luck till today? Okay, that's good. I know like last week there were a few people in Discord saying there were some issues, but I'm glad you didn't see them. Well, till now. Tesla 350 coming into play. They're actually up in the green ever so slightly today. Tesla somehow still pulled up green. Good morning, Stroke Warriors. My hell. Sorry. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm definitely leaning more to the downside, Yada. Looking at today's price action, I'm looking at the SPY to hit resistance and fall back down. I think Mason uses Fidelity as well. Mason, is yours messing up? Oh, it seems good today. Okay. It could just be, you know, obviously it could be down for like certain parts of the country or, you know, certain servers. It might not affect everybody on the same day. Good morning, Tom. What are you looking at for resistance today on SPY? Oh, definitely right here. SPY has a lot of resistance in this red zone, especially extending up to like 678.50. 677 and 678 to 678.50. Big resistance zone. I woke up extremely sick today, guys, by the way, in case you hear anything or anything weird happens. I actually have to step out really quickly. I'll be right back. I'm just going to throw up the Mag 7, though, whenever it pops up. If I need to leave for a quick second. I wonder if it would be up on the PC. That's a good point. It might be working there. Those could be like different servers, of course. All right, Mag 7 time. I'll be right back. One sec. All right. We are back. Sorry about that. SPY, 678. I think that's going to be a tough spot to break through here today. We're going to have to see some of these stocks really start to get some good momentum. Tesla's one that looks pretty solid right now. Tessie looks pretty good, sitting around 350. It broke above it ever so slightly a little while ago. Keep watching it closely for a possible breakout there. What a morning. Doing some back-end stuff really fast. An errors with something. Nvidia pulling back down, 186. I don't know, the Mag 7 looks kind of boring today. Amazon had some good news last week and they were ripping, but this week they look pretty negative so far. SPY still looks pretty good back down. And look at how Amazon looks. This would be awesome if the SPY would play out like this and start to really run back down. That would be beautiful. Buy the SPY in my book. You thought we would have had a harder down day today, KNMSO said. Me too, actually. I also thought that. I still think that we can. It just takes, a little bit of patience and time. I still think it can easily happen. Let me show you guys my SPY chart and what I'm really looking for here the next few days. So SPY's been following the downtrend and it officially broke out above the downtrend recently. I'm definitely looking for somewhere like in this vicinity to test. Like I'm looking for this support to give out at 671.50 and for SPY to start to fill that gap back down. Once it fills the gap, I think we could stabilize and start to move higher, but I'm really waiting for that turnover and gap fill move to come into play. I think it would be pretty rare that it just keeps exploding from here and doesn't have any type of test like of this lower range at all. A lot of times we see those tests happen, which is sheer volatility almost. Wow, SPY, what a rip. All right, watch for the gap to officially fill here up to 680 or so. This is what we watch for. Watch for that gap to fill. That's probably where we're going to see resistance act. Somewhere like 680 to 680.60. I'm not seeing any news that really supports this. I guess 15 minutes ago, Pakistani's prime minister said, "We are working to resolve some issues between the United States and Iran." Besides that, I have not seen much today. That would be nice, KNMSO. Yeah, like Mason said, what a joke. Yeah, it kind of is, you know, the way it starts to move lately. Kind of insane. Now news just hit that Iranian officials are studying abandoning uranium enrichment as part of a condition for ending the war. I saw Palma just post that up. It did just hit Stock Labs too. That would be a pretty positive note there. That's probably why we're seeing this pop. Somebody had access to that a few minutes before we did. Crazy, crazy trading day, though. J-Bass said, Palantir, red candle now, goodness. Palantir was dying at the end of last week. Looks like they held their ground today, at least. At least their red candle looks fairly normal. Most options are for April 17th, E46 Fanatic says. E46 M3. That's pretty cool. I don't quite know what you mean by most options for that, but... TSLA, big jump to the upside, broke through 350 here as the market started moving. Tesla started moving as well. That was a great break by them there. Look at the Mag 7, Nvidia, Tesla, Google, Microsoft, Meta, Amazon starting to point higher here. Apple's the only one that's kind of down in the dumps and isn't recovering very well. Zoidberg said, nice, that candle just ruined all my positions. That sucks, Zoidberg. It's a pretty crazy candle, I'll say. Big jump through the high from the morning so far, at least. Almost back to break even now. All right, watch for rejection coming up, though. 680 to like 680.50, somewhere in that zone. Maybe slightly higher than that. That's what we're looking for. INTU has been falling off a cliff since July of 2025. Let's see. I know it's been pretty brutal. Has it been that long, though? Oh, yeah, you weren't lying. This software collapse has been going on a bit longer than people realize, I think. Let's go check on, like, Oracle, for example. When did they start dropping? Oracle, right around September of 25. What about Adobe? Well, they might be longer than that. Yeah. Adobe's been downtrending for a long time. They have more issues than just this. YouTube Swan said Coinbase. Trying to pop back today. Up 2.47%. Nice. How's Bitcoin? Probably moving up. Yep, not surprised there. Bitcoin's actually holding its support zone. Look at that support zone that we marked at the end of the week. Last week kind of marked out a big range on Bitcoin. Still stuck within there. Circle. Wow, Circle's been really choppy down in this lower zone. Looks like it's trying to form a base. It's hard to trust Circle lately. On an intraday basis, though, like just today specifically, very nice PA from open. 7% plus, wow. Still watching Tesla. It slowed up a little bit after ripping. Seems like consolidation might try to go again. Very interesting setup here. Nvidia still pumping up. 1 minute chart made a new high of the day just now. Wow, Brain, how we doing? E46 did not expect it to be up today, was not prepared. I definitely did not expect it either. But once we saw this high of pre-market and high from open start to break, it became game on. All right, now I'm not joking. Start to be a bit careful, okay, guys? Start to be careful. We're getting close to big resistance on the SPY. I know so far it's been a pretty big shock and everything's moving up, but we might hit resistance and start to consolidate, if not even drop lower here. Terrible housing numbers today. On the 2-star? 1-star? What? Where were those numbers at? Oh, I'm looking at last week. Hang on. There we go. There it is. Those are like the only two things this week. Existing home sales and PPI. Good call, Mason. Can't believe I had my chart wrong. 3.98 million versus a 4 million consensus. Existing home sales. Ooh, look at SPY starting to reject a little bit here. Having trouble around our resistance zone. Rejected right at 680. It's a pretty big level there. What a weird start to the week, though. What a weird start. I'm looking for the housing numbers on CNBC or something. I'm not seeing anything on there yet. They must be a little bit late to the numbers here. Maybe not late, but they're taking their time anyways. Do you guys think SPY will push past 680 here? Or will it officially start to slow down? Curious what you think. Slow down, I hope, Almighty says. Looking for that slowdown to come in. I think we need to really have that plan in the back of our minds right now in case the market does reject off resistance. It just takes one negative thing from Trump or one new strike or something like that to kick it off. I'll be right back, guys. I need just a couple minutes. Like I said, we're sick today, but we're pushing through it. 680 on SPY. Watch it like a hawk. We'll throw up the Mag 7, though, real quick. Wow, Tesla, and they continued. Tesla, Google, Microsoft, all ripping. Wow, what a breakout by Tesla again. Maybe the SPY will push 680 after all. Now, while 680 is a big resistance, remember the gap doesn't technically fill till like 680.60. And look at all these. All right, one sec. Very interesting, KNMSO. It must be the mobile servers then having an issue and messing up. That's pretty strange. That is definitely strange. I even tried VPN in multiple spots. Yeah. The VPN could be causing the problem, but hopefully not. Man, Tesla, these stocks have been really surprising to me today. Not gonna lie. Where's crude oil ending up at here with crude oil futures? Crude started tanking at open there. It was doing great last night though. It's testing $100 per barrel. It also has a big gap to fill. How about the oil stocks? Oxy, ZOM. They're about to go red on the day. Wow. After that big gap up, Oxy is about to go red. ZOM did go red. That's pretty insane to say. About Chevron. Yep, USO's probably green, but about to be red. Yeah, oh no, USO's still up 4.7%. They're still solid. Still solid there. SPY itself, though. Watch it back down. It seems like it's getting more negative here off of 680. We actually just started to form a lower high here on the intraday chart. See right there, that is lower than this peak up here. That is a slightly bearish sign. Now, we did see this happen right here, and then it ripped right through. So you got to be careful. You know, if we start to see this level break again, it's probably going to keep going up. But for right now, with touching 680, with looking like this, it looks like, I don't know, it's starting to turn back over for real here. It says negotiations in Islamabad were complicated by communication security. Very interesting. I hadn't heard that till just now. Wonder what they quite mean by that. Hopefully we get some more context there. Crazy week. I foresee a lot of crazy price action like this, like lots of up and down, lots of back and forth. It's been a crazy past few weeks, though. Too much up and down, I would say, going on lately. The headlines, of course, make it hard to trade. I know a lot of traders hate this environment. Some flourish in it, and of course, when you are flourishing in it, it looks really good, but can we get a book map on Meta? Sure thing. We'll do a Meta book map for you here. $620 is a little bit of buyers. $625. Doesn't seem like I'm getting too much info on it right now, though. Zooming in on Meta, it's another stock that filled its gap to the upside and has started tanking back lower again today. The SPY is still actively dropping since touching 680. We've been really looking at it back down. Hopefully I can get in on it tomorrow unless SPY starts to look like a slide, KNMSO said. You're watching the stream in class with no volume. That's pretty cool. Too bad they get to hear me on a sick day today if you turn it up. Man, 678's gonna test soon, and with it testing, I'm definitely gonna be eyeing up a breakdown. Definitely looking for a breakdown there. KNMSO said, Thomas, SPY setting up like the past few days where it could hit that resistance, then make lower highs off of it all day. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I've been talking about that pretty much like all morning where, you know, SPY's running up into this big zone of resistance, right? And what I'm really looking for today is a possible hit off of this resistance and move lower. And yes, the higher lows are definitely what I'm going to be watching for as well. Especially off of these two levels right here. So holding like under 680.60 to 681 would be pretty big. To kind of continue this slide. If we look, it actually lines up perfectly with the trend of lower highs. At least it's close. I don't think it's going to follow that trend super well, but that is something to keep in mind. is it did move like that. Just shows really that resistance is strong right here. But yeah, that's essentially exactly what I'm looking for. Now, if the SPY surprises us and it can push through this zone and continue higher, I think that there would be great opportunities looking at some of these tech stocks that have been running. Like, let's say Nvidia or Microsoft or Tesla. They had some great moves as the SPY was ripping earlier. So if we do see the rip, some of those individual companies might be a bit better. Because SPY wasn't really like ripping as well as, let's say, Microsoft or Nvidia or Tesla quite were. I guess it kind of looks like the Tesla rip, but like Nvidia and Microsoft had stronger charts. Yeah, you know, Nair, I noticed that you ask this question like almost every day with a different name. You know, like you'll say, why is Tesla selling off again? I thought it would find support given the EU approval. The thing that we have to remember is that no matter what news comes out, buyers and sellers are what make the difference on the stock. So no matter what, you have to remember that news is news. The stock does not have to move a certain way just because the news seems good or seems bad. Now, the thing I'll say is that from their gap down this morning, Tesla has had a great move. That's a pretty good move back up. It just happened to be falling intraday, which is totally fine. You know, normal. This happens all the time. What's their EU? RBC Capital adjusted their price target to 480 from 500. That's a bit negative. Tesla launches full self-driving in Europe. Let's see, you said approval. So the Netherlands approved Tesla's full self-driving car assistance feature. It's the first European approval for the software, which is capable of doing most of the driving for Tesla owners. It does seem like a good start to some news. The one thing that really sucks about Tesla that, you know, you got to really keep in mind is that Elon Musk has like straight up came out and said that robots are going to be Tesla's main source of revenue. I don't know by when. Elon's always wrong with his dates as well. It usually ends up taking way longer. But that is something to keep in mind too. Right now, a lot of traders are looking at the robots and like the robotics side of Tesla, which requires a lot of investment, a lot of time, a lot of energy focused on that before it even makes any money for Tesla, right? So they're going to be spending billions and billions and billions of dollars researching, making, getting the factories ready to roll out these robots. And it's going to really put a dampening probably on Tesla's numbers. Their fundamentals are probably going to take a big hit during that time. How are you bringing up that news thing that isn't... that is Thinkorswim, this news. I believe they do have a news, though, down here. Hang on. Yeah, so if you click this button on TradingView up here on the top right, you can also look at news. If you click like a stock in your watch list or you type one in, you can see some news on them and other information. Pretty cool feature by TradingView if you did want to use it. Sharpie said technically the cars are robots on wheels. I guess you're correct. I guess you're correct there. Wow, Tesla. Keep your eyes on 350 for potential breakdown. If it's gonna break down, 350 would be what I really want to see confirmed to the downside. That is a big drop. SPY is starting to point higher here. This is going to be where SPY has the big test of the day. For SoFi, move to 0.40 is good to see. Let's see. SOFI, 2.84%. Damn. SoFi had a nice jump back today. This looks really good on the daily for a possible dip buy opportunity into tomorrow. Especially because SoFi is in like a sector of like its own, right? Like it's not necessarily something that's going to follow the SPY super directly. Wow, SoFi should be on the radar today. This is some good PA. Considering what I've looked at so far today, this is one of the better lookers that I've seen. CoreWeave, up 9%. Nice rally there as well. Nebius did it again. Nebius just is not slowing down lately. Let's go, Nebius. This has been on fire lately. Look at this hourly chart. Kind of reminds me of like Firefly. But alrighty, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call the stream there today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. It's a crazy Monday out there to start the week. The SPY gapped down, filled the gap up, and is now having trouble moving. Watch for the gap. The gap technically will fill around like 680.50. It seems fairly positive, though, Each time it tries to turn back down, it's not doing it. But watch the resistance zone. It's going to be a tough call. There's a lot of chop up here. Here's the zone I have. It's marked out in red. I'm not getting super bullish at all until I see 682.50 break. I gotta see that recent high break. I just don't see it, given the rhetoric with Iran that started to come into play. Yeah, I'm gonna go heat up some tea or something really quick. Man, this is brutal today. Appreciate you guys sticking with me, though. Got a lot of weird price action today, I guess. It was a weird day. Very weird trading day. Some cough drops. That's a good idea, K and MSO. Since I moved, I haven't had any. I need to get some. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your start to the week. Make sure to proceed with caution here. Don't bag hold if the SPY is going to go against you all day long. You know, have an idea of where the SPY might reject. And be ready. If you need anything, we'll be in Discord, of course. Make sure to let us know. Other than that, see you later.